Hey, welcome to episode 3, day 3 of the challenge, of the 30-day challenge. And first thing I need to tell you is, boy, do I get nervous when I make these recordings. Like, I was looking at a recording yesterday, and there were hundreds of views of just the playback, and even looking at those numbers made me nervous. Just in case you can't tell, I get really nervous when I do this. That's why I talk so fast. I could use the reminders to not talk so fast, too. So let's get this done today. So, quick review before we get to the profound thing that I forgot to say yesterday. Let's see here. Of course, the number one thing we want to remember is every position you prepare will be better than any position you analyze over the board. That's what we're into here. We are in the preparation business. And the mission of this challenge is to expand the number of positions that you know, as in the number of positions that you can play the best move in without thinking, without spending any time on the clock. And the challenge, of course, is to add 5 new positions to your repertoire each day. Somebody asked me the other day, why are we keeping it to 5? Because, I just started adding 10 or 12 or something I thought was more practical, or maybe 18 positions. I wanted to make it super easy. I want to make this brain dead simple because I'm telling you right now, I don't know if it's day 6 for you, day 10 for you, day 17, day 20. You will go, if you're human like I am, it's too much work. I'll just do 10 positions tomorrow, I promise. And you will break the chain. You want to know the secret to success? Daily regimens and don't break the chain. So that's what we want to do here. Let me get back to the material. Okay, and then we want to make sure that we're always putting in the comments why we've chosen the move that we've chosen. That is super important. And then to remember it, to increase our ability to recall the best moves in each position, make sure those comments include some emotional intensity. So, let's go back to just me for a second. I want to give you the profound thing. Are you ready for it? It's very profound, but totally obvious if you've watched engine chess over the last 10 years. Chess is a draw. I apologize if I'm the one that's the bearer of bad news, because I've always wanted to believe that there was some great line for white that if we just learned it, we could crush everybody. But unfortunately, the game is a draw. If you're hearing it here first, again, I'm sorry. So that leaves us with how do we play the game? How do we prepare then to play the game? So somebody gave me the best analogy. Have you ever seen those people fight with pugil sticks? Those things that look like giant cotton swabs, and they get out on a platform and they try to beat each other up. It's like whenever you throw it out there, man, you've thrown yourself over, you've overextended yourself, and that makes you vulnerable. And whenever somebody hits you back, that makes them vulnerable. And you always start out in this draw position, but sooner or later, as in chess, somebody is going to make a mistake. And that's the beauty of the game. That's the reason we play gambits. That's the reason we play the game, really, is because somebody's going to make a mistake. Mistakes are part of the game. I think it was Tartakower, his favorite quote was, I want to research this. I should have researched this before I did the video, but I'm going to go with Tartakower on this one. The quote went something like, the winner in chess is the one who makes the second to last mistake. There you go, sit with that. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. So we're creating an opening repertoire. We're about to go into a line, for instance, let's go back to it, that ends in a draw. And we should be really, really happy with that. Let's take a look. Okay, so we left off yesterday with playing a6 for black. Let's see, I have to click in the right place so I can actually see what's going on. a6 for black. And we left off with 13 positions, and I promise you we're only going to add 5 positions today for the reasons I already gave you. I'd love to give you all 20 positions in this. This is a really cool line. But let's pretend like we're fending off a grandmaster who has sprung the fast London on us, but we know what's going on so we can stop him to a draw. So after a6, white gets to play rook and hitting the queen and holding the knight. If you tried any other funny business to get out of this, it doesn't work. So black only has one move here. There's only one move here. It's going to save the queen, and it's here. And then, guess what white's going to play? Let me quote from the book. We open our hymnals to page 254 this time. Queen A1, Queen B2 equals. This draw by repetition has occurred many times and is probably best play from here. Okay, best play from here means that's the best that white can do. If white tries anything else, like we're about to show you, I'll give you one bonus move here. What if he plays queen over here? And what he says in the book after queen c1, this wins the queen. But black gets rook, bishop, pawn, and a very good position for it. There you go. I'm not going to mark this right now because I'm going to show more of the line over the next couple of days. And then I'm probably going to throw up the professional version so I can show back solving to show how it's going to back solve repetition by position, distinct from an equals position, which could mean equal chances. And we'll cover that more in detail tomorrow or the next day. Today I wanted to go over training though, so let's take a look at that. Somebody asked, okay, it's fine to put these moves in, but how do I really know whether I know them? I'm going to go to the commands menu and select training. It comes up and says, okay, how do you want to train? I haven't done this in a while. Let's see. I want the computer to play the white side, right? So the computer plays white and I will play black. And after training, rewind to the start position. So if it starts training, it's going to go to the starting position. You might want to rewind to this position if you don't want to train from just this position, but we're going to train from the starting position. I'm going to review this entire miniature repertoire, right? And then all these other things. So I can hide the information from me. I can select to show not a candidate message or have it, because it'll warn you, that's not a candidate, and move on. I want it to show the messages right now while we're first doing this. So let's just start training. And there are no candidates in this position. Fine, let's go back to the starting position. And then command train now. Okay, there we go. The Grandmaster has played d4 against us, and we know that we will play knight f6 to stop e4 from white, no matter what. And what does he do? He plays the fast London, and we remember our trick here is to pull c5 out because we're preparing to put the queen on b6, and e3 is the most common response, right? So we're playing it all perfectly at this point. Queen b6, and he plays the knight here. Now at this point we know we're supposed to take the pawn. Oh no, we're not supposed to take the pawn. That's not in the book, so it's going to make me repeat this position. This is what the training wizard does. And so what should I play here? Oh, that's right, we're supposed to actually take the pawn. And when he plays out here, what are we supposed to do? Play d6, kick it here? What are we supposed to do? Well, we have to do something about stopping that check, and it turns out, if we remember, we play the knight over here to hold that check, and then he plays up here to hold that pawn with the knight so he can move his rook over, squish my queen, and win it, but still get a slightly worse position. So at this point, from black's point of view, queen can't do anything, so let's try to kick that knight out of there. We kick it out. What does he do? He moves his rook over and squishes our queen. Well, we only have one square to flee to, and that's there. And now he's going to play that move. So he didn't play the repetition of position, he played the other one. He says, okay, now we can continue training. This is where I can select whether or not the message will show again. But let's continue training. Let's back here, d4, of course, knight f6. He plays the fast London. We play c5. He plays e3. We play queen b6. This is the point where we got it wrong last time. So if we just take the pawn this time, it'll tell me, hey, training is complete in lines beyond this position. So the wizard already knows that we correctly played the positions beyond here so it doesn't drag us through them again. Like some other software out there that I won't mention. So the wizard's pretty smart about this. So I can say don't show this message again, which means you're just going to rewind and train again. Click OK. So there you go. We've added 5 new positions. Let's see whether that's true. We started with 13 positions. We go to File, About this ebook, and it's the same on Android and iPhone and iPad. And sure enough, we went from 13 positions to 16 positions. I promised you 2 more positions. I wonder how we didn't get 2 more. Well, let's stop here for now because this is kind of like the end of the story as far as the repetition of positions concerned. Tomorrow we'll cover the alternatives. So I think that's it. Chess is a draw. I'm sorry if that's the first time you had to hear that, but it's true. As Engine Analysis has been pointing out for the last 10 to, I don't know, many years, but it's still a great game. So, and our job is to play like those guys on pugil sticks. Our job is to play and try to maintain an even keel and wait for the mistake. This, by the way, is the coolest thing about openings. Is when somebody plays, I just answered this question a few times on Facebook and on some of the places the last couple of days. If somebody plays a move that's not in the book, what is your reaction? What is your reaction? Go ahead and think about it. Okay, they played a move that's not in the book. Think about it. What's your reaction? Most people, oh, I should say a lot of people, maybe not you, a lot of people will go, oh, all my opening repertoire preparation is for naught. My opponents never play the book moves. What am I to do? I've wasted my time. No, 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 no. Your reaction could be, he's played a move, which is not in the book. It's probably inferior and should be punished. I may not be strong enough to figure it out this time, but at least I can rest in almost the certain knowledge that we're no worse here, and it's even likely my opponent has made a mistake if I can just find it. I'll leave you with that. Hopefully you enjoyed day 3. Day 4, we're going to get into more particulars, and I will bring up the professional version so I can show you back solving to show how it back solves. That's going to be fun tomorrow. And I'll have some profound insight. The profound information tomorrow will be coming from Bobby Fischer. So bonus question, if Bobby Fischer were to play 1e4 in Chess Openings Wizard, if he had a computer back then, which he didn't, but oh well, what would be his 3-word emotionally intense comment about the position after 1e4? So I'll see you in the comments. Points for Tom Ewald for coming up with the answer first in the comments.